and welcome back to Beanie Talks. Or is it Santa Talks now? That I have a Santa hat on instead? Who knows? Doesn't matter. It's Beanie Talks 35. I'm gonna be kicking off. The dog is barking. I apologize for the intermission, but I got coffee. And I'm going to be kicking off the new series, Christmas Lights. I just want to remind you all about the secret word that will be showing up anywhere in this video on the screen. Each Sunday there will be a secret word on our Beanie Talks, and once you see it, you're going to take the word and message eYouth Church on Instagram. 5 students who send in a word will be selected to be in the drawing to win a gift card. The drawing will be happening on Wednesday night, live or in person, so make sure you stay tuned. If you don't have an Instagram, you could ask a parent and maybe they'll be able to send a DM. But other than that, let's get started. So I wanted to make Christmas cookies, but it's my mom's birthday tomorrow, so I'm just gonna make her a birthday cake. But it's still as fun. It's still gonna be a mess either way, whatever we do, because it's me, obviously, so let's go. I have the recipe printed out. I've got my lovely Halloween themed bowl because obviously it's Halloween time. If you didn't know, we're mixing Halloween with Christmas this year. I'm just kidding, by the way. So while I'm adding the cream cheese and the eggs into this bowl, I'm gonna tell you a little story. What? So there was this one time where I was invited to this really fancy dinner. Can you stop drinking? There's this one time where I was invited to this really fancy dinner party kind of thing in Portland, and it was something to do with my dad's job. He works for heating and cooling, so it was this big convention, and it just seemed really fancy. I'll include some photos and videos that I took. I don't have that many, but here they are. And you know, everyone was dressed up, wearing suits and ties and fancy dresses and getting all these awards and things. And honestly, the whole time I felt like I did not belong there, just because I was like, I am not like these fancy rich people. And you know, I just didn't feel like I really belonged there. Even though I was invited, it didn't feel right. Yeah, I was confused as to why I was there, but I wasn't really gonna question it because it was still super cool to be there. But I was asking myself, am I really supposed to be here, or is this some kind of mistake? I didn't have that level of money or influence or gifts, but I was still there, and I still showed up because I was invited. And it was awesome. I'm already messing up. What is this? I think we've all been there at some point, you know, when you're surprised by an invitation. Maybe you got into the team you didn't expect, or you got a top role, you got into a class with smart people, or even if you feel intimidated by the friends you hang out with. If you ever felt the feeling of, how did I get here? You probably have a lot in common with the people at the very first Christmas. Yeah. So, let me take you way back, way back. So, for thousands of years, Israel was waiting for their Messiah, you know, the promised one who could come and change everything. And as anticipation built, everyone was going around and talking about who could see him, who could hang out with him, you know, how it was all going to go down and what kind of people would even have access to him. This is actually turning out pretty well. I don't know if the texture is right, but I tasted it and it's good. I think it's right. I don't know what else it would be. Okay, when I said this was going to be a mess, I was not lying, because apparently this recipe that I was using is really weirdly complicated, and I was asking my mom what to do, and she doesn't even know. So I found a new recipe which is slightly different from this one, and now I'm just confused, but nevertheless, it's going to be fine. I'm going to put in these chocolate chips and everything will be okay. So, as I was saying, anticipation was building throughout all the people, and basically everything about how Jesus arrived to Israel was surprising to everyone. They thought that the type of people who would be in the know about Jesus' arrival would be like top-notch people, like religious leaders and kings. But instead it was, okay, let me just give you a look. Let's read Luke chapter 2, verses 8 through 10. And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, watching over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people." Next week, we're going to jump all the way into the story, but for today, I want you to know this one thing. The first people that were invited to go see Jesus were shepherds. Now, I don't know any shepherds, and you probably don't either, but they weren't very cool at the time. They weren't the most popular, the most rich, or even the most religious people, so why were they the first ones to go see Jesus? That's what made it so weird that an angel shows up and invites the shepherds that they can go see Jesus for themselves. Okay. Now, we don't really know why God chose the shepherds to go see Jesus first, but we do know that God does everything for a reason. It's not like he did it on accident. But if you think about it, I think that's his point, that even if you're not rich or the most popular, all that, you can still see Jesus. You don't have to fit in any kind of box to go talk to God for anything you need. The shepherds were invited, and eventually everyone else, but all that matters is that they were invited. Alright, the crust is done. I just need it to cool off, and then I can put the filling in, and then I can make it look all pretty. It's dark outside. So why does this message about being invited matter? I know you can't really go anywhere because of you know what, but I'm trying to emphasize that you are invited. You're invited into God's kingdom. You're invited to have someone to talk to and experience daily life with. You're invited to go to him for anything you need, to wake up and thank him for your day. Thank him for everything you get throughout your day. You're invited to ask him for anything you need, anything you're sad about. He's there. You're invited no matter who you are. You are invited to talk to God and experience God's kingdom and be a part of his kingdom. And you're invited to church. No matter the circumstance, you're invited to attend church. Whether it's in person or it's online, you're invited to click on that YouTube video and watch. You're invited to go join the Instagram Live on Wednesday nights. You're invited to go to youth group. Even if you're thinking, oh, I'm a bad person, I've done these things and these things and these things, you're still invited. Even if you think that God wouldn't accept you, I hope I've made it obvious that he accepts you and he accepts everybody because he made you. He made everybody. Why would he not accept that? So cast your burdens on Jesus and focus on his love. It can be easy to start doubting him, especially when you call out to him and nothing really works, nothing really happens after that. But that's the problem. You have to have the mindset that he's there for me, and I believe you have to trust that he's gonna be there, and he'll be there. Even if things don't work out right away, he's still building your life. He's still working on that. You are invited. You don't have to act like anyone else because he wants you for you. That's how he made you, because you belong here. Thank you so much for listening to another Beanie Talks. I can't believe it took me like all day to make that cheesecake. My legs are tired from standing, but it turned out pretty good. I haven't eaten it yet, but it looks really good. Thank you for following me on this journey. Also, if you found the secret word, make sure you text eYouth. The Instagram handle will be right here. And I hope to see you on this Wednesday's Instagram live stream. I hope you have an amazing week. Bye!